Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a round from the Storm over Kilimanjaro situation battle, which is in its second week on PSN. I'm in the Hyaku Shiki. The other mobile suits on the AUG side are the Nemo, the Zeta Gundam, the Jim 2, and the DJ. On the Titan side, we have got Barzam, Marsai, Hyzak, Byerlant, and Gaplant. And yeah, this round started out rough and started out with me cranky, which you'll probably see shortly, but it turned out okay in the end. Yeah, as you can see, I'm getting hit a little bit hard here, as happens, but I did get some damage in already. But yeah, we ran around did the ring around the rosy at least 2-3 times, and we all mostly managed to keep up. Our slowest person was the one on the losing side. I went towards that Hyzak because it was isolated and everybody on my side was around it, and then just the enemy team just converged on me and focused me, and yeah, that was it. So yeah, I sent back me up because I was getting a little bit annoyed. Just, I don't know, I think something's off with me today. A couple of days ago, I ran out of my antidepressants. That usually takes a couple of days to kind of cycle through the brain, and I've just have been off today and needlessly cranky, and sometimes needfully cranky. Right now, it's a little bit of both, but mostly needlessly. Yeah, I'm amazed I managed to get around that Barzam. The Zeta Gundam knocked me down, which, it's a Friday. Everybody's trying to get their 2 kills twice, so. But it just seems like either I get isolated and just absolutely flattened, or or we trip over each other trying to get the kill. So, like I said, probably just a perception thing, but yeah, frustrating nonetheless. Yep, this was me. I backed into the enemy team, so yeah, nobody to blame for that but me. Now, let's get this Hyzak. I got my kill, so that's my 2 kills for this round. I was also in need of this, so. And yeah, now the Hyzak player is pretty good. They thwart me quite a bit, and yeah, that was just kind of a bad situation. We both went for the melee and realized we were in each other's way, and just kind of backed off before we could get anything out of it. So yeah, that happens. And yeah, that was me up against the whole enemy team by myself. I should have run. I'm being, you know, I'm always more circumspect about these things in replay than I am at the time. But yeah, just kind of sometimes when you rewatch, you can see the mistakes, see where you have gotten too aggressive, and how that's going. Because yeah, sometimes you just get out there in by yourself and wonder why nobody's helping you. And then sometimes when you're like near the enemy team, near enemies and trying to fight, and your allies are like in the neighborhood and don't seem to be supporting you, you genuinely are just wondering why you're doing this on your own. But yeah, this one in particular, somebody pulled off a really good shot to get that Barzam before I could, and then left the enemies near me, perfectly alone. Which, yeah, that's again, when you are already prone to frustration, that is a definite thing. I think somebody got that Byerlant I was stalking. Marsai is here, and yep, I'm gonna tag it, and hopefully get away. Yeah, and then the DJ just came in and downswung me and the Hyzak, so I was a little cranky about that. I am not gonna lie. But yeah, so from here though, as I recall, things start to get a little bit better. I think I'm fighting okay, but I am being, again, too aggressive and too sloppy. The thing about, I feel like the Hyaku Shiki has to be aggressive to a certain degree to really succeed. It's, at the lower levels especially, at the highest levels, it is actually pretty durable. Its defenses kind of even out, especially if you build towards them at the higher levels. But the lowest levels, it is somewhat weak to ballistic and very weak to melee. So, yeah, it has a fairly small but effective skill set. It has birdlime. It has, in this case, the beam rifle. It has Vulcans, and it has a beam saber, and that's about it. Still really like that kick animation, though. I don't. I've always been in the habit with this of just doing two melee swings, neutral into downswing, because I feel like the drop off by the third attack is a little bit much, but I've never crunched the numbers on that, so it may just be a bad habit. Either way, yep, Violent tackled me while I still had forced injectors available, so I just swept to the side and managed to take it out. So yeah, we managed to get back even with the enemy team after a rough start, so that is good. And yep, got the Hyzak down. Like I said, the Hyzak player is not bad. That they definitely have given me run for my money a couple of times in this round. They're also smarter than I am because they went for, instead of chasing after me as I retreated, they went for the more convenient target, that being the Zeta Gundam, and they got it. So, and yeah, that tackle, I kind of feel like I kind of glanced off of the Gaplant, so I did not land the counter. I also didn't take the hit, so I'll take that. But yeah, let's get it down while I can. Somebody else got the kill. That is fine. Again, just I've said this before. The daily token goals and the actual gameplay just do kind of come to cross purposes sometimes. And when you're in a bad mood and just trying to get done, it's a thing. Yeah. So we've got a base bomb planted. We are behind a tiny amount. That's not terrible. That that one was nobody's fault but mine. I ran off on my own, and I got surrounded by like a couple of fairly strong mobile suits. So it's dumb. In the moment, I can be absolutely sure I'm right to be mad about whatever it is, and then when I go back and look at it, I always get self-conscious about it. On a good day, when the brain is behaving as it needs to, that means that I, remember that in the moment and do not, and actually don't get as mad. Just like being able to understand why things happen, that maybe you have not caught the whole deal, can definitely help with that. But yeah, some days I just can't do it. This game, as I am fond of saying, this game can be and frequently is a frustration engine. And yeah, if you're extra prone, it's, some days it hurts. Let's see. Yeah, I pulled back because I did not want to be in that Gym 2's way. Also, we've got a nice solid lead now, so I can, just be wherever is best to be and not to be too concerned. If I'd gotten on my Vulcans a little quicker, I might have been able to finish that Hyzak, but we pulled off a win, so, in the end, grumpy though I may be, I have no real complaints. So, I managed top score at 48-44, outdamaged by the Zeta, which I feel is fair. For one thing, the Zeta's been buffed far more recently. But I managed 6 and 4 with only, I think, one of those being the support fire, so I'll take it. That is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. So I finally finished the Ganhakuji packs the other night, and it is really nice. I might have mentioned before, the joints feel really stiff, and some of them are a little bit more limited than some of the other G-Quux kits, comparatively speaking. But eventually, brain kicked in, and I realized that is all so it can actually hold that gigantic lance up, because that lance is taller than it is. And yeah, it can, I have it holding it straight up, vertically, so the balance is good, but it does come with a stand to put together if you would like to put it in any kind of other useful pose. I really like the mechanism on the shield. It is designed to just kind of swing in front of the arm to fire the mines, and all the hatches for that do swing open. It's a really nice kit, and I am really happy that I was able to get all those tiny little gold stripes all over it on. Shaky hands and film stickers, not a good combination. I would not be surprised if we see a standard release again at some point, because it wouldn't be that hard to do. Of course, the Hakuji Alliance is so large that most of the pieces end up on separate runners. So, yeah, a standard issue or 1 Year War, version GAN would not be that hard, and I would be really tempted to get it. At some point, I do want to get Sailor's Light Gun Cannon too, because I was thinking about it because somebody else brought it up. And this is the first time in the 46-year history of Mobile Suit Gundam that we have gotten a Sailor custom mobile suit as a model kit. She's had a mobile suit before in Gundam the Origin. She had a palette swapped Gundam in a 90s arcade game, but I'm pretty sure they never did models of either of them. So yeah, just nope, that is maybe some garage kits, but yeah, in terms of like stuff from Bandai, that this is a first, and that is weird.